We've got breaking news and some incredible on-chain data today that I believe points to one thing. XRP is heading straight into a supply shock. And what that means, in my personal opinion, is that the price of XRP could shoot far higher than most people are expecting. I'll be walking you through what's happening both on-chain and in the news. So by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why I think this setup for XRP is unlike anything we've seen before. If you're a fan of XRP, go ahead and drop an X in the comments, smash that like button, and let's dive in. Recently, we've been tracking some massive Ethereum buys. Just a few days ago, BlackRock shifted out of Bitcoin and scooped up a big bag of ETH. Then yesterday, SharpLink bought over 50 ETH. That's around $250 million worth in a single day. On top of that, on-chain analyst Willy Woo pointed out ETH inflows are now almost at the same level as Bitcoin's, pushing close to 1 billion a day. This trend kicked off when Tom Lee and his treasury co, Bitmine, started accumulating ETH, setting off a wave of institutional interest. Now, why does this matter for XRP? Well, every cycle runs in the same rhythm. Bitcoin rallies first, then money rotates into Ethereum, and after that, XRP follows. So while ETH is showing accumulation right now, XRP is quietly being positioned for its own breakout moment. And here's where it gets interesting. A new report just came out showing that Wall Street is quietly loading up on XRP as new payment rails go live. The article highlights how XRP adoption is accelerating in 2025, with ETFs moving closer and big financial institutions making XRP reserves part of their strategy. Right now, over 60 firms are already preparing for XRP reserves. That's 60 companies actively removing XRP from circulation. And if you've been wondering about all those NDAs we've heard about over the years, they're slowly starting to lift. Back during the SEC case, we knew of around 700 NDAs, but that number has since grown into the thousands. Companies like Vivo Power, SBI, Trident, Weebus, Hyperscale, Flora, Workport, and more are lining up. And this mirrors exactly what we saw with Bitcoin treasuries and what's now happening with Ethereum. Add in the fact that XRP ETFs are on the horizon, a regulatory clarity bill is close to passing, and interest rate cuts are expected soon, and you start to see the full picture. Ripple itself is also moving closer to becoming a bank, and XRP is set to serve as a reserve asset within that system. Now let's talk numbers. The latest data shows there's only about 3 billion XRP left sitting on exchanges. That's almost nothing when you consider the scale of institutional demand. Retail traders have been exiting the market. About half of them left just in the last month. But while retail is leaving, institutions are piling in. Less supply, more demand. That's the recipe for a supply shock. So what happens when liquidity floods in and the available XRP is drying up? Prices go vertical. That's where I think we're headed. And don't forget, Ripple already has partnerships with more than 300 banks worldwide. These are confirmed public partnerships, and Ripple would never risk making those claims falsely, especially after winning so decisively in the SEC lawsuit. That victory gave retail investors like us the chance to accumulate XRP at bargain prices. But in my view, it's still undervalued compared to where it's headed. With banks, institutions, ETFs, regulatory clarity, and Ripple transforming into a reserve bank, XRP's supply shock could come faster than anyone expects. And when it happens, it won't just be another small rally. We're talking a real move up and to the right. Personally, I'm planning a celebration the day XRP hits 100, and I believe that day is closer than most realize. So if you got value from today's video and enjoy keeping up with the latest XRP news and data, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I appreciate all of your support. You'll find links below if you want to trade crypto on BitUnks or use IT Trust Capital for institutional-grade custody. Thanks for tuning in. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.